Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it again. Welcome to fall and The Local Show with Tom and Steve. One thing Steve knows how to do is fall.
It's true.
That's very good.
I'd love to disagree with you, but yeah, no. Tom, if you were 6'6", you'd have a little more less grace than you probably have.
Probably, yeah. You know, even at my short stature.
Is Nicholas clumsy, your son?
No, not really.
Because he's a big kid.
He is.
What is he, like 6'9" now?
He's probably 6 foot, I would think. Yeah, at this point, he's going to be big. I don't know if he'll continue to grow or whatever. Good kid, though, as far as kids go. The other two, you know, one I put through college, the other I put through a wall. It's very nice. Hey,
That's what your wife does to you.
Tell us about Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. Are they still taking away?
Again, we just, Joe Scrippa just left. And
talked about housing
and things.
Mortgages.
And he made a good point. Rates are high, but compared to what?
Yeah, right.
My first house was 11%.
Yeah, sure. Way
back in the day. And so they are writing mortgages, and if you're going to go through that process, why not do it locally? People borrowing off their houses to finally maybe do what they wanted to do.
Right,
they're here, or maybe that's not you. Maybe you're old and crusty like Stan here, and you want to put money in a CD and have it guaranteed return. That's a good deal over at GettysFederalSavingsAndLoan.com, Tom.
There we go. Stan, how are you there, buddy?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
Stan Shane is the owner of Syracuse Dog Fence. He's got a better half, Donna Shane, and Donna's not with us today, but
that's okay.
Look at what time it is.
Yes, yep. Nope. So it needs to take back the old and crusty, Tom.
Yeah.
That was inappropriate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he looks old and crusty to me. Okay. People are going to see it on the video anyway.
There we go.
So, Stan, how long have you and Donna been involved with this Syracuse Dog Fence?
We started in 2000.
Okay. Well, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 24 years this year.
Goodness gracious. And explain to everybody what exactly it is. Can you give us your elevator speech?
Well, everybody has heard of the term invisible fence.
Yes.
Whether they know Invisible Fence is a company, a brand or not, they've heard of Invisible Fence before. So everything that contains a dog with electronics and static correction is called Invisible Fence.
Like hand me a Kleenex.
Exactly.
Same idea,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
But so you're not them.
We're not them. We're not them. I sell the Pet Stop brand.
Okay. Well, I have your system, and you guys came in, installed it, and did a little training with us and everything. And I have to tell you, we are so psyched that we finally got on the fence, so to speak. We got off the fence, on the fence.
Yeah. Is it still working?
Well, yeah. So we have the two dogs. Two dogs. For those of you keeping up with things, we have a beagle, and he's old, okay, and crusty. He really is old and crusty.
Right.
And then Layla, who is about 4 years old, and she is a cross between a something dog and a German Shepherd.
Okay, so you got totally different breeds.
And Layla could literally jump, over a 4-foot fence. She's that springy, okay? Now, Stan and Donna had told me that they have these rechargeable collars, and the collars last for a very long time. I mean, we might have to recharge those things maybe once a week.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually about it.
Yeah.
Nice thing about charging once a week, it charges in a diagnostic charger. And so at the end of charging, you either know if it's a good collar or a bad collar.
Yeah.
Color light that you get.
And it's been perfect. They roll around.
So what was the training like? They hook it up, and then who let the dogs out? You? I mean, did you?
Immediately they adapted to the fence. They knew their boundaries. Okay, and
immediately they knew that. How'd they know that?
They would go up to it, and then they would put their head down, and they would turn around when they heard the sound.
Okay,
and got the static correction. It was no big deal. And then we had one mishap with both of them. them when they saw a dog come by, and it was early in the training, and they went right through, and then we had to bring them back through. But since that time, that one time, which was a couple months ago, they have been perfect. I can let them out. Even I forgot the collars a couple times. And they just went out and walked the perimeter, not a problem. And we've got squirrels and rabbits and everything, and people mowing their lawns, and they do not leave that yard. So we are so stoked that when the snow flies, we don't have to deal with any leashes or any.
What's the training process?
Like
what was the process that happened between when you guys showed up and now?
We set the whole. Jamie, our installer, set the whole system up, and then he adjusted the collars down to the lowest level. Mm-hmm. Yard was flagged around the boundary.
Right.
And he took the dogs and he introduced them to the boundary where, as they got into the zone, the collar went off and it gave them an audible warning.
Yep.
From there, it gave them a static correction, and it was on very, very low levels, more like a flea biting the dog than anything.
Sure.
But we taught them to back up as soon as they got that static correction. And
you know what else they don't do anymore, Stan? They don't really bark a lot at the dogs or the people going by. So
how did that happen? Is that just a windfall?
Well, I don't know. That was just kind of an extra thing. And you see, these collars, folks, are controlled by an app on your phone. So a few times when Mikey would go wild ballistic at people walking their dogs, I gave him a static correction, an audible and a static correction. He stopped barking, and now he knows. Like, he might howl just a little, and then he stops.
So the audible is to say, hey, shut up? I mean, what's the audible?
Yeah, well, the audible, yeah. Well, it's the whole concept of Pavlov's dog, when they know they're going to get a little something.
Right.
Or something else.
You see us, you pick up your phone now to make a call, and he behaves himself.
Right. He really does. He's not joking. And also we use that term collar on, when they get near the perimeter during the training. And a lot of times when I'll have the screen door open and I'll just yell out in the backyard if they get a little, barking and going toward the perimeter, and I'll say, hey, collar on, guys. And they stop.
Okay. I was unaware of that.
It's all training.
Yeah.
It's just being consistent.
So somebody goes to, I don't know, one of the online things is that, send me a dog collar, and they go through it, or they do wire, or they do all this thing. The training is the big missing piece, right?
Right.
I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
Dogs have to be trained right. They have to make the association with the fence, and where it's good, where it's bad, and that's what we teach them.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, it's been wonderful for us, and I can't recommend them enough. And as far as now we still have our whole property, the beauty of our property. I can see the neighbors. I can see the backyard.
That's the part I like. When we had our house, which we scaled down 3 years ago, that was it. And Zoey, that's how we met Stan.
Right.
And we had talked to some of the other companies that do these kinds of things, and we like Stan better. I mean, the price good, the training, and it didn't feel like you were getting sold.
Yeah, yeah.
And it worked out great. And Zoey, she would chase a squirrel right up the yard to the line and go, I'm not going to go.
That's exactly what they do.
It was just just turn around, or the rabbits, which make
And I'll tell you what, we got rabbits. Like there were literally the other day, there were 2 rabbits, big ones, sitting right by the shed. Layla came sprinting out. She got about 5 feet away from him, and she stopped and sat down and looked.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And she'll bark a little bit and fool around, but then she just turns around and come back. So wow. I'm very, very pleased with that whole thing. Wow. 415-5555, 415-5555.
That's your cell number, right, Stan?
That's my cell number.
They call it, so he's right there.
Yeah, Stan will pick up the phone.
4-1 and all those 5s.
and it's still really nice weather, so Stan doesn't mind coming out and saying hello. And
that's right.
Do a free estimate.
Another month, who knows? Yeah. I may stay home by the wood stove.
Right. After 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Donna might even come out.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't use a wood. You can't use a wood stove anymore.
I forgot.
Sorry,
goodness.
I'm bitter.
Syracuse Dog Fence, right there. Thank you so much, Stan. Say hello to Donna for us. Okay?
I sure will.
Dave Skevel is from Cornell Cooperative Extension. I think he's going to talk way above your head, but we'll have him in anyway, Steve. Okay?
Yeah, everybody does.
And it's hard to get up there because you're 6'6", or whatever you are. Right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.